This is embarrassing because I built a $100 million business doing my own ads, and then I let AI take over and it destroyed my results in just 24 hours. In this video, I'm gonna show you the exact test I ran, the ad copy AI wrote, and the real numbers behind the $5 leads, and what this means for the future of marketing. If you run ads or sell anything online, this could change how you scale forever. All right, so first things first, I wanna show you guys the actual ads that were getting $5 leads. So specifically, I'll pull up one of my ad accounts, we'll go in there, and if I scroll down, we have this one up here, which is, I labeled it Chinese AI ad, $7.23. Okay, so not the best, but it's still pretty good. Usually my leads in my B2B industry is $15 to $20. So anything below 10 is amazing. And then we go down here, and this one was at scale. So I spent $652 and it was $596. Okay. And so once you spend about $200, up to $200, like I don't really read into it much, but once you get past $200, usually if you're getting good lead costs, it's going to stay as a great lead cost. So these were the ads I ran. Now I want to show you this ad because it really wasn't that good. I want you guys to actually see what it looked like because it was a little bit surprising to me how well it did, to be quite honest with you, because I don't think it's as good as it could be.
$1 million online, and I'm giving away my entire proven blueprint for free because I don't need the money anymore. Most people charge for this kind of stuff, but I'm not most people. Now you can get the $115 million plus business blueprint for free. No strings attached, just pure access to the exact strategy that made me millions already.
That's the entire ad. So when you look at the ad itself, it's basically just images and then it has text overlay and it has audio. Now, even though it on paper doesn't look that amazing, I still used it because it's getting results. That's all that matters when it comes to ads is money in, money out. How much is your lead cost? How much is your app cost? How much is your cost of acquisition? So how did I make that? Let's move into that. So there's two things I'm going to show you guys today. There's going to be Zebracat, and then I also want to show you VEO3, and there's pros and cons to both. So Zebracat is the first one that I'm going to show you guys how to use. What's great about Zebracat is that the video is done all at once. Okay. The downside is that it's really just what you guys saw. It's not, to me, it's not that great of a video. The imagery isn't that great. The text overlay is okay. It's okay at best. Like, I don't think it's that amazing, but we'll go through it and I'll show you guys how to make this. So let's say we go in here and we want to create a video. All right. So the first thing I do is you can choose how long the video is going to be. I like to choose an ad because we're obviously doing this for ad, and then you need to give it a prompt. So when we're coming up with prompts, what I like to do is I'll come into ChatGPT. You don't have to do this, but I'll come into ChatGPT and kind of give it a general prompt that I want it to spit out. So I'll say, my name's Tanner Chidester, and I've generated over $115 million in sales. I help business owners scale through marketing, ads, fulfillment, events, etc. Please target business owners who are stuck around 20K plus a month mark and need to build a team and scale, but are scared to and don't know how. At the end, invite them to click the link below and watch my VSL where I break down everything, something like that. Okay, so go ahead and ChatGPT, you'll tell it what you want. ChatGPT will go ahead and spit something out. Now you can put this in on your own. I just like putting this stuff in ChatGPT because I feel like it puts it in a lot better context and it can give it more scenery or it can give it more imagery, whatever you want. With Zebracat, pretty much anything's a go because it doesn't have someone who's actually speaking. Okay, so I'll go ahead and copy and paste this into Zebracat. Okay, so have be the avatar. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and generate the script. All right. So now on the screen, you guys can see script 1 and script 2. I'm not going to read through it, but if you guys want to, you can edit it, etc. But you can see the video length is about 52 seconds. So it's going to be up to around what you want. You can also regenerate the script a couple times, but I'm going to go ahead and just pick the script. Once you pick the script, it's going to ask you what visual style you want. I always choose realistic. They have other ones on here, but to me, like, I just choose realistic because I want it to be as realistic as possible. Then it's going to go ahead and tell you the character you have. Now, if you don't like the character, you could try clicking off like this, and then it will go ahead and alternate between different, characters. But if you don't like that, you can come in and create your character if you pay a little bit more. All right. So you can actually see here, we could be like, I want Tanner, go here, and then you can preview the character, right? And this is if you're paying for it. I think this is like 99 bucks a month or whatever is what I paid for it. And you can go ahead and pick from there. But if you just want to do the ones suggested by AI, that works too. And we'll just go with that so we can go ahead and move this thing along, okay? So then we go to the next step. I want it one by one. That's how most of my ads are going to be. Energetic, or you want to do inspiring. If here you can actually pick voices. So we can say,
the beginning of knowledge is the discovery of something.
Love all.
No yesterdays are ever wait.
Hey, are you looking?
If your laughter, let me know in the comment section below.
The tree that bends in the wind often.
So say we pick that and then we generate the video. Now this will take probably about 5 minutes to generate. So in the meantime, I want to show you the next thing you can use to generate ads. This is VO3, right? Now VO3 is basically Google's version on this. Now I want you to check out this video and just see how good this video is. Check this out.
According to this old sea chart, the lost island isn't myth. We must prepare an expedition immediately.
All right, so the upside of this is it looks very realistic. It's almost cinematic, and the character's actually speaking. The downside is these videos can only be 8 seconds. So if you're gonna come in here, you can actually do text to video, and you can just put in a prompt right here, and then you can obviously choose fast or quality, right? So you can use quality or fast. You have to pay for this, right? So you guys can see down here, there's credits, so on and so forth. But what you're really trying to do, in my personal opinion, is you go from VO3 and you can move it into what I call Google AI, so you can actually splice this together, because an 8-second ad is really fast. What I want to do is I want to create a 30-second ad or a 60-second ad. So what you have to do first is you'll come over here and you'll go to gemini.google/subscriptions and get the 124 for 3 months. This is going to give you the highest level of service that you're going to need to create these videos. Now, once you want to create these videos, what we're going to do is we're actually going to open up Google Flow. And what this is where you can splice videos together. So I'm going to show you 2 different ways to do this. The first way I'm going to show you is kind of the general way to do it, right? The second way I'm going to show you is kind of the better way to do it, so to speak. So let's go back to ChatGPT. We'll use the same one for VO3, but I'll say this, and you want multiple scenes, right? Like break down into, we'll just use 3 scenes so I can actually get this done quicker. Okay, so we'll get 3 scenes, and it's going to come up with 3 different scenes. Now, VO3 is a lot more sensitive to the prompt. If the prompt's not that good, you're going to see kind of what happens. I'm going to show you the second way to do a prompt in just a second, but this is the first way. So what I would do is I would come in here and I would take scene 1 and I come into the flow. Okay, so this is labs.google/fx/tool/flow. You have to pay for the things I showed you before you can use this. Now, once you create a new project, we'll just come in here, make sure you click on VO3 quality. You do not want it fast. You'll come in here, boom. Okay, and then while that's being made, we'll go ahead and we will try to create the second scene. Okay, so we'll go here, we'll go to second scene. Okay, and it's going to create you 4 videos for every single scene. And then we'll come here for the third one, and here is the third scene. Okay, so you guys can see from this is actually not bad. I'm going to show you a different way to do it in a second to try to get the exact same character across the board. That'll make sense in just a second. But in the meantime, let's go back to Zebracat. So this is Zebracat. Okay. This is the one I just made. All right.
Are you stuck at $20,000 a month? I was too, until I learned to scale smart, not hard, and generated over $115 million online.
That's the video that I was able to make. So you guys can see it's very quick. It's very easy. And most of the ads that have actually worked the best for me are from Zebracat. If I go back into my ad account, I'll show you this other one that is doing pretty well. And again, these are not that great, but they work super. Actually, I take this back. This one here is VO3. Okay. But it's only 8 seconds. So I'll go right here. This is a VO3 ad. Okay. Let's check it out.
Over $115 million online, and I'm giving it all away for free. My entire Sell and Scale curriculum, yours today. No strings.
Okay. Also, know this with VO3, when it puts text across the board or the video, it doesn't seem to do quite as well. Okay, so it's just something to keep in mind, all right? So when we go back to this, and we'll watch this.
Are you stuck at $20,000 a month? I was too, until I learned to scale smart, not hard, and generated over $115 million online very successfully now. The truth is, most business owners wait too long to hire, delegate tasks, or install effective systems. Then they burn out or flatline quickly. I've been in your shoes before, afraid to let go completely. But that's the very mindset holding you back from reaching your true potential fully always. Scaling isn't about working harder. It's about building a well-oiled, efficient machine that runs smoothly every single day without needing you directly. My team and I have cracked the complex code, helping numerous businesses like yours break through challenging plateaus and achieve lasting, impactful success. ready to scale past 20,000.
Okay, so you guys get the point. So if I want to take this a step further, what I could do is I could actually bring this in here. I usually don't do this. Like I just write my own ads. But if I wanted to take this a step further, I could come here and then say, write me copy for this video for Facebook ads. Okay. You can do that. Sometimes it'll be analyzing the file. Sometimes it will work. Sometimes it won't work. I always will like try. But if it doesn't, writing the copy itself, I don't think is the most important thing. When people look at ads, they're going to ad, headline, and then they look at the copy. All right. So that is Zebracat in short. So now we go back to VO3 and I'll go ahead and type this one in. Okay. So these two look like they're done. And so they create 4 videos every time. Sometimes they get stuck, etc. But I want you guys to see what this looks like.
If you're stuck around 20,000.
Okay, look at that right there. That is exactly what you don't want. If it creates text, it looks terrible for some reason in VO3.
$1,000 a month.
It's probably because you're doing everything yourself. You haven't hired, you're scared to build a team. If you're stuck around $20,000 a month, it's probably because you're doing everything yourself. You haven't hired, you're scared to build a team, and you don't know what to fix. If you're stuck around $20,000 a month, it's probably because you're doing everything.
Okay, so you could pick which one of these you want. So let's say we pick this one. I'll show you guys how to use it in a second. I'm just going to do the original size. What I'll do next is I'm going to pull open ScreenFlow. Now you can use Canva, you can use whatever you want, but I will use ScreenFlow just because it's what I know how to use. There's nothing special about it. Now, once you have these videos, what you can do, they're 8 seconds a piece, is you can then start bringing these videos together. Okay, so hypothetically, okay, so I'll grab this first scene. This is actually technically scene 2. And we'll start splicing these videos together. And the reason you want to do that is the videos do not always move very well together. So you want to splice these together. Now, while we're waiting for those other videos to be done, I want to show you a video that we made for my client where it looks pretty similar to the same character, because what you're going to see in VO3 is that it's really hard to get the same character across the board. This is one of the videos we made for our clients. I'm going to show you the actual copy for it.
Okay, so I was basically failing at life coaching, like really failing. Then I discovered this thing called the authority funnel, and honestly, I thought it sounded made up. But then I went from $0 to $50,000 per month while still working my day job. I literally had to count the money twice because I couldn't believe it.
Now, I'm apparently the go-to expert in my niche. I even won this fancy award. Look, if this worked for me, it can definitely work for you.
Thank you, thank you. Seriously though, if you want to see how this authority funnel thing actually works, just click the button below. Trust.
So to me, this is a much better video, but it's way harder to make. This is what we used for this client to get him that result, right? So if we go here and we say, all right, the character Eric is a white male, 50 years old, silver blonde hairstyle with some gray, light facial stubs with gray streaks. You guys can pause the video and actually read this, but this is what we put in, right? So you can see it's a lot more, I guess, in depth. It looks the most similar to this guy right here. I can't tell if they're exactly the same, but what I can do, download this original file, okay? And then I'll come in here to ScreenFlow or whatever have you. And then what I can do is I can splice these videos together. Now, I don't have all 4. Usually it would have, 4 8-second videos and then we can splice those together, but because it's giving me issues.
If you're stuck around $20,000 a month, it's probably because you're doing everything yourself. You haven't hired, you're scared to build a team, and you don't know what to fix first. If you want to finally scale to 50K, 100 first.
That actually looks like the same guy, so that's rare. That's actually rare where it actually pulls out like that. So if we're going to try to do this a little bit better, that actually worked very decently. But if I wanted to try to do this a little better, what I would do is I would start a new flow, okay, because these are called flows. You come in here, start a new project, because you can always go back to your old projects. Make sure you go to VO2 quality, okay, and then we will put this entire thing in here and then see what happens. Now, let's see how this plays out. Let's see how it looks. And then based on how it looks, we're going to look at the input or the feedback we can give it to try to fix it. Okay, so what you can see here is kind of the instructions.
Thank you, thank you. Seriously though, if you want to see how this authority funnel thing actually works, just click the button below. Trust me, your future self will thank you.
Thank you. That's not bad. Even that alone wouldn't be bad.
Thank you, thank you. Seriously though, if you want to see how this authority funnel thing actually works, just click the button below. Trust me, thank you, thank you.
Okay, so it kind of took, as you guys can see, it kind of took the entire script and tried to put it into one ad, which isn't bad. But if I'm trying to create a longer ad where it actually gives some more detail and breaks it down, I don't think that's going to work. So what you would have to do to wrap this up is you'd have to create these separate scenes. And then the better the input, the better these videos are going to turn out. If you don't put in a good input, you're just going to have a huge issue. This is how I'm getting $5 leads, and I'm going to absolutely blow up my business, because if I'm going for $15 to $5, we're getting 3 times the leads. We're going to close 3 times the sales, have 3 times the calls. And the crazy part is I built a business that did $115 million, but this is going to start outperforming it. But if you want to see the exact strategy I used to build a $115 million business, you can click here.